Hi guys, welcome back to another video. My name's Elaine Kemp, and if you're new to my channel, make sure that you check out my other videos. I do a lot of fitness videos, traveling, regular life vlogs, diet stuff. But basically today we will be talking about glutes and why it's really important to do glute activation warm-up before you start weightlifting or before you start squatting or anything really in general. The reason why I got to thinking about how important it is really important, but it was brought more to my attention this past week when I was watching my son AJ just move around at the gym, and also he does wrestling, so watching him on the mat and watching him skateboarding, I noticed his knees collapsing in a lot, and so I have been helping him at the gym work on glute strengthening and more glute activation, and emphasizing that before he starts going into the wrestling or skateboarding or anything like that. So let's get into it. Basically, a lot of people get knee injury. More women actually get ACL tear because of non-impact stuff. Guys get it doing impact stuff like skateboarding and like basketball and other things, but women actually get it because of weak glutes. And the reason why you can also get weak glutes is from sitting a lot. So if you sit a lot, your butt kind of gets a little bit put under anesthesia. And so when you start to move around and do things, your butt actually is not activated. So the proper thing to do is to warm up and activate your glutes before you go into lifting, because if you start lifting and your glutes are really weak, then your muscles will adapt and start using different muscles to strengthen, and then your glutes don't get strength. Your glutes are not strengthening by the squats you're doing or by the weightlifting that you're doing. So really important to recruit those glute muscles to prevent knee injury. So normally your glute medius, maximus, all that, your muscles in your glutes are there to externally rotate your knees to prevent them. More importantly, they prevent the knees from caving in, which is what actually that keeps putting impact on your knees negative way, in a negative way. Like, it's just really abnormal for your knees to always be collapsing in. And so so that's why it's really important. So again, like I said, the things that can cause your glutes to be inactivated or weaker are from sitting a lot, and also having tight hip flexors, which are the muscles in the front, your psoas and your rectus femoris. Those are actually the antagonists for your extensors, which are your glutes and your hamstrings, your posterior muscles. And so when one side is really tight, then it prevents the other side from like really getting activated. So basically you want to roll out and stretch. So you want to activate your glutes, and then you want to also be stretching and also rolling out and getting those muscles, what do you call that? Scar tissue. So if you have a lot of scar tissue in those areas, or you really tight muscles, then you want to make sure that you're working those out, that after a workout you stretch and that you ice your muscles. And some people do a lot of recovery after working out, such as ice bath, sleeping a lot, or even taking ibuprofen if it's really bad. Those all decrease inflammation. And so I'm going to be also showing you guys how I like to activate my glutes. So I'm going to take you guys to the gym with me. I'm going to do a voiceover. So let's go to the gym, guys. Alright guys, we're heading to 24 Hour Fitness. They have a lot of space here. They have a daycare for Maddie, so I've been coming here more often to train. So the first thing for glute activation that I like to do is these banded side steps. So the leg that you're stepping out with, that's the leg that's going to be mainly moving. The other leg will be staying still on the ground as the other leg steps out. You want to stay as low as possible. Keep a tight core. So what I'm focusing on right now is just staying low and keeping my knees out. That's the part that's actually activating the glutes. So you want to prevent your knees from caving in. This really burns your butt. All right, now step forward. So you do, if I had more space, then I would show you guys, but we have to stay in the corner because I don't want other people to get all weird about being in my video. And so you're going to do 10 with one leg going forward, and then 10 back, same leg moving forward, or moving first, and then you're going to do the other leg. So now I'm doing right leg first for 10. excuse me guys, and then right leg will be going back. There you go, right leg back for 10. See that both times. I got my band from Slingshot. It's a guy, Mark Bell, he makes them, but there's so many brands that are like, they're all super cheap online. You can get them for like anywhere from like $5, even cheaper than that for like the plastic ones. I believe these are $20 depending, and I use the small size. When you first get these bands, oh my gosh, they're gonna make your butt so sore every time you do these. So now I'm just doing regular squats, again focusing on keeping my knees out. I just do as many as feels right, and since I'm just warming up and just getting blood flow going to those muscles and to that cartilage, all that, like I'm just trying to go as a rate that is comfortable and a depth that is comfortable. I don't want to push too hard too fast and go super deep or anything like that. So now this is actually good for glutes and as well as pelvic floor. I started doing this postpartum after I had baby Maddie, and I think it really helps with pelvic floor and also glute activation, and it burns your butt really bad. This is another one. It really depends on how much time you have, but all of these exercises I'm showing you, it's in real time, and what I actually did, it was less than 8 minutes. So it actually feels like a lot of exercises, but once you get going, it actually doesn't take very long at all. So don't be overwhelmed, and you don't have to do all of these. There's a lot more that I do sometimes, and sometimes if I have less time, then I just do less. It depends how long it takes you to feel like your glutes are activated and ready to go. This is really good. This one is, every time I do this before lifting, or especially before squatting, I feel like I have a better glute activation. It's just single leg step ups. And I like the single leg stuff because it really strengthens and reveals weaknesses on either side. And yeah, I just feel like it really recruits those glute muscles a lot better when I do this before I squat. So the more you can use your full muscles, the stronger that you'll be, the more you're going to be able to lift, and so you'll just have a better experience, and of course injury prevention. So sometimes I try to do more on my left side because that is my weaker side. And keep doing that. So now this is actually also very good. I do these squats. I hover my glute around the top of the box. You can use a higher box if you want, but it's basically like tap and go. So you're just focusing on keeping that weight mid-foot and tap and go, and I just keep going. Sometimes I do like 3 sets of 1 minute each. You can do less if you want to, but I just do it until I feel like nice and warm and loose, and really focusing on that good form, keeping my knees out. And then you can also use the band. I'm just showing you an example here. When you're warming up for your back squat or whatever, your front squat, whatever you're doing, you could actually use the glutes with some light weight or the bar, whatever you can handle, just to really emphasize and get that neuromuscular connection of what you're supposed to be, what your muscles are supposed to be doing, and your brain can get used to that all those circuits. And so every time you do it, then you will be using proper form. So you're training your brain and your muscles together. This is more of an advanced move. It could be used as an accessory work as well as a warm-up. It's like a pistol, so you're basically just squatting with one leg. You can also do this while holding on to something if you can't do a full pistol yet. Again, for the single leg stuff, you'll see my left side is way weaker, so it's actually good for strengthening your left side. Well, I really should have used I should have hung on to a pole for this one, but I just wanted to get her done at this point. So see how that was actually a really terrible form. See, my knees are caving in, so my left glute is actually not as good as my right one. So so if you want to do this, probably on this side I should have used, like I said, hung onto a wall or a pole. I don't know why I kept going. There we go. So this is really good for single leg isolation, strengthening. So single leg stuff is good for if you want to strengthen a side that's weaker. It reveals weaknesses. As you can see, my left side's a little weaker, so I need to work on even strengthening up my left side. Or if there's like tight scar tissue or muscles that are not activated, I need to keep working those out and rolling out, stretching, icing, and working it out. And I was gonna show you guys at 24 Hour Fitness, they have like the adductor, glute abductors and adductors, but it was out of service at that point, so I didn't get to show you guys that. But that's also good for glute activation and glute workout. So now I'm just gonna show you guys some good stretches. I'm not gonna do them full length, just because I don't want to bore you guys with just me stretching. But yeah, so this one is good, lizard, dragon. This one's the pigeon, good for glute stretching. So you stretch out your glutes, and then you also need to stretch out your hip flexors. So right now my left side hip flexor is getting stretched out, as well as my right glute. And so that's pigeon. Let's see what else. And then make sure you roll out your glutes, roll out your hip flexors. You can also get a lacrosse ball or some kind of ball to roll out your psoas, which is basically you're rolling out your stomach. It's like to the side of your abdomen area, and you'll feel like the tight muscles. If you have tight psoas muscles, you'll feel it release. It actually feels really good. Sometimes you might think you have back pain, but it's really due to your anterior side. So your tight psoas and all that could make you think you have back pain. So you want to really roll out all the way up there, like almost like to your belly. Keep rolling, don't stop rolling. It's really good for you. And try to save the deep stretches for after the workout, because you could potentially get injured if you roll out too much or stretch too deeply before your workout. So after workout, stretch and ice. Deep stretches and ice your muscles. Ibuprofen if needed. And that is my workout, guys. I will see you guys in my outro. Sorry this video took so long to get out to you guys. It took forever to get this voiceover done because I need a quiet space to do that. Alright guys, so that is my glute activation exercises that I like to do. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and that you turn on the notification button so you know exactly when I post another video. And also, leave comments down below. Scroll all the way down, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think, and if you have any more exercises that you like to do, or if you've had a knee injury like Matt. If you had a knee injury before, let me know how your PT is going or anything like that. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.